Well, he's banned from the platform for 30 days. What?
Why would anyone else want to go to TwitchCon after stuff like this? It's very clear that they don't care in any real capacity, especially when the CEO is making statements like this.
Safety of our creators is a top priority. The challenge we face is a challenge in today's society. It's not limited to Twitch, it extends throughout our society. I do think that when you're live streaming, in many ways, since you control your community and you can ban people, you can make it so that those people that you don't want engaging with you and participating with you aren't there, okay? It's very different, you know, when I use other short form content and people say all sorts of stuff, well, I can't stop that. But when I live stream, they basically don't bother me.
So for those of you who have been living under a rock for the past couple years, TwitchCon, it's an annual event. It focuses on gaming, esports, and content creators. We heard rumblings, however, after the Charlie Kirk assassination and then others reflecting on previous year's incidents that many high-profile participants would not be wanting to attend. And those are really high-profile creators who didn't want to attend this year's events, and that was mostly due to safety concerns.
I saw Valkyrie, I saw Pokey, I saw Hassan, I saw Cutie saying, I don't really want to go to TwitchCon because I don't feel safe. And everyone was saying that they were stupid or overreact. Not everyone, but a lot of people. A large portion of people were saying that. And Twitch's response to that was to be like, oh, don't worry, everyone else. We up security. I should have listened to them.
Well, in less than 12 hours, all of those people's fears, they were justified. Unfortunately, we had what seems to be crazy man skip a line, pass another creator, and then just go straight up to a creator, and this happened. Frankly, this seems to be SA in front of hundreds of people with an audience and a crowd, and almost no one intervenes, especially not security. As if this was not bad enough, with every detail of the situation, it just gets worse. Thankfully, other than emotional damage, Emiru seems to be just fine, and that's what's most important. And personally, I hope she's considering the pursuit of legal ramifications of not just the assailant, which she is, but also Twitch.
I have also seen people asking if I'm like taking any type of legal action. I am pressing charges against the guy with the police. As for anything else, I don't know yet because I've been having my manager handle all of those like side conversations. So I have no idea, but I don't, it's just not okay.
According to Twitch, there was security and he was quickly removed, whatever that's supposed to mean. But I think if you look at it here, you can see that that doesn't happen. And then the individual here that actually intervenes was one of her paid staff that she had brought to the event. Not only that, according to her, it wasn't even her preferred staff, as the actual preferred person is banned for preventing a possibly similar situation already.
I had a security guard 2 years ago where there was a guy following me around TwitchCon, and he like asked him to stop multiple times. My guard asked him and the guy wouldn't stop, so he grabbed the guy, but he didn't like hurt him. He was just holding the guy until like the con security came. And then for some reason they're like, yeah, because your security guard touched him, he's like perma-banned from the venue forever. But he didn't even hit him or anything. He just like held him while they waited for like the police to come.
Now you would imagine the people who would come to her and help her out have to be Twitch staff. They have to make sure that she's okay, right? Again, the answer is no. They are her team once again, and when you would like to imagine that the person would be arrested and stopped from doing this, again, sadly, you would be mistaken. They were not allowed back in the building and seemingly walking out under their own power themselves with no issue with other clips of that coming out. It does seem that Twitch did in fact ID them, and they are going to suspend them indefinitely, both IRL and online from Twitch.
She's like, well, I asked them, you know, like, what are they gonna do about this? And you know what they said initially? They said, oh, well, he's banned from the platform for 30 days. What? And then she's obviously like, hello? Like, that needs to be indefinite. What the f are you talking about? Also, that's like nothing to do with anything. No one gives a f if he's banned on Twitch or not. Like, we're talking about the convention here. So they changed it to indefinite. Takes an hour for that to happen, by the way. These two people are the head of security for Amazon, and the head of risk for Twitch.
This is a creator, but this could have just as easily happened to a player on main stage competing at Twitch Rivals. This could have happened to a random attendee or another creator, big or small. Anyone could have been the target of this, which is the most concerning part. And when you think about statements like what Dan Clancy has said,
since you control your community and you can ban people, you can make it so that those people that you don't want engaging with you and participating with you aren't there.
It really begs the question, are we just victim blaming here? To me personally, this seems absolutely absurd. To say that it's her fault for being famous, almost as if she had it coming and that she should have prepared more with her audience. If you are not wealthy or successful enough to be able to afford security, or your talent or players are not well protected, then you should manage your community better. That doesn't feel like an appropriate statement. Not to mention that she was required to do this event so that she could do the cosplay show that she actually wanted to do.
I'm under contract with them, so I can't cancel one and not cancel the other.
Interesting. Oh.
I'm sorry,
I kept my
Emmy.
meet and greet because I wanted to keep my show. Surely it'll be
I'm
fine.
sorry, Emmy.
I'm sure everyone will be nice.
The good news is for her is that she gets to tell the tale and move on. This could have been so much worse. I don't think she's going to be attending TwitchCon. She seems to say as such.
10 years of streaming, I'm done. This is my final TwitchCon. This show will be my final performance. And then I'm going back to streaming video games in my room. In my house that probably has more cameras around it than TwitchCon. I would just encourage everyone just to stand the f up. Stand up for yourself, stand up for other people. Because if you don't, look what happens.
Hopefully that message travels to others though. This event does not seem to be capable of handling anything to a satisfactory level, especially not safety of its talent. No one seems to be happy, and frankly, when you compare Twitch to other platforms, they pay more now, they have just as big audiences, and they seem to actually listen. Maybe not always, but definitely more than Twitch. They're not making crazy statements or anything else. At this point, I would 100% recommend all creators, tournament organizers, event creators, and everything else plan to leave Twitch until they actually create a change, which it doesn't feel like they're doing.
Since you control your community.
This is frankly unacceptable at every level. We as a community must help one another out. If we want gaming, streaming, and esports to be recognized as anything other than outcasts looking for a home or some other nonsense like that, this cannot be accepted in any capacity. And the fact that it has to have actual repercussions and changes can't just be spoken words by people like me. It needs to be actually enforced by Twitch and others. Not just because Emiru is famous and deserves that, but everyone at any level deserves that level of respect and protection. No matter the size of your platform, no matter the skill you have at esports, or the voice that you carry. If you are not for this initiative, then in my opinion, you're against it. And for me personally, I believe Twitch, they're against it. They've shown time and time again that they have minimal to no interest to help its own community, gamers, creators, and competitors alike. I personally have no intent on using their platform in any way, shape, or form in any tangible method until they change. And I don't know when they're going to do that. I truly hope you consider your options as well as a fellow creator, watcher, and entertainer of esports, and gaming, and content creating, and everything else. It's absurd that it comes to this point that people like me have to take perspectives like this, but again, the person is safe. That is the most important thing. We can learn from this. If that means we move on from Twitch, then so be it. But this has been a spicy version of AltTab. Normally we cover mostly stuff in the gaming sphere, or in the esports sphere, but it is what it is. Thank you guys for watching. Peace out.